Hey, welcome back to Forever Golden Tarot. I'm your host, the Cranky Coach. Excuse my fidgeting. Um, I've just been sitting with this energy, and this one, it hits close to home. So if you came from the podcast, welcome back. If you didn't, welcome anyways. The podcast was about the sacred silence that we're all experiencing right now and the uneasiness of being in this sacred silence. Not too long ago, we were standing at a temple doorway. That was my last reading. And today we find ourselves at those two pillars once again, about to cross into the temple. And the funny thing about the temple is that it always finds you when you're ready. So I feel that you're ready. And I feel that you're crossing that temple doorway. I smile because it's uncomfortable walking through that doorway. First of all, what got you to that doorway? Because you probably had to go through hell and high water to get to that doorway, right? That initiation didn't come easily. There was a tax to it, that truth tax. And since the focus right now is on our identity, I feel like this reading was crucial. Crucial. But it's not very lighthearted. So it's like, in a way, it just feels like off brand, on brand. I don't know. Nothing about me is lighthearted, only my personality. But the truth within is anything but that. And I feel that the same is for you. So we're about to walk through this temple doorway. And there are 7 chambers that we've got to walk through. And so I've put together a reading, myself and my colleagues. If you know, you know. We put together a spread. And this is going to be the 7 chambers. 7 chambers. Let me see. That first question was what part of my old identity has already ended, even if I haven't admitted it yet? Yeah, the door that we can't walk through anymore. I was listening to um, a description of a couple of books from the Bible that are available in Ethiopia as a learning tool, right? Like this is part of their scripture. And there's a story about, it's not a story. I forgot, I don't know if it's Enoch's book, but it talks about a map to the afterlife. And one of the doorways that you cross, because I think there's like several stages to it, is a doorway that you can't cross through once you've crossed over. And I thought about that and I was like, wow, like that's so relevant. It's the door of repentance, precisely named in the Bible. And I was like, wow, it actually brought tears to my eyes, guys, because, when you're making a change, you never know if you're doing the right thing. But when you follow your intuition, ultimately you find out that whatever decision you made was going to be the right decision at that time. So, in retrospect, looking back, I think, wow, could I have done things differently? Is it too late to change things, the dynamics of relationships, interactions? And I thought about that door of repentance, not having a door handle, us not being able to cross back over it. And this kind of feels like that doorway. I say all that to say that. So, actually, you know what? When we ask this question, I think I'm going to use the blend of, what is this? The karmic. There's like a karma deck, and then there's another one that's the Pharaoh Psychic. This deck is too large for me to shuffle regularly. but I'll try. Let's see. I don't want to bust one of my nails off. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So, first question is, what part of my old identity has already ended? Spirit, cover us during this reading and make sure that nothing but the truth and light comes through in a way that's easily understandable. So, what part of my collective's old identity has already ended? What part of the viewer's old identity has already ended? Give me 2 or 3. Give me 2 or 3. What part of the viewer's old identity has already ended? All right, let's see. Actually, I want to check the bottom of the deck. I'm so nosy. What's that? Facing shadows. So, what you... Okay. Spirit was like, stop going through the bottom of the deck. I won't tell you how he did it, but first card out is Dark Night of the Soul. You are undergoing deep transformation. Trust that this is darkness. Trust that this darkness is leading to light. Next one is Ancient Roots. Just want to get to focus. There you go. It says, your soul chose this lineage for a reason. You carry not just the pain, but the power to transmute it. Oh my God, more antlers. Here we go. Beyond chasing. Oh, I love this card, guys. Look at the artwork. There's a point where effort becomes resistance. Let go of the scramble and let the universe meet you halfway. I see the message. Validation trap. This is another awesome card. Love this. Approval is addictive, but it's a high that always crashes. You'll never feel whole if you're building yourself from borrowed praise. So the question was, what part of the collective's old identity has already ended? With the antlers in all 3 of these, I just feel like antlers are a sign of passage, right? Or rites of passage, something that you gain with maturity. And that makes me think about the Fool. You know, like how the Fool trusts with reckless abandonment, but with maturity comes discernment, understanding, caution. And then it's so interesting, like how these are laid out. Because this was the first card. He's looking away from us. So I feel like there's something to say about that. Dark night of the soul, looking at the shadow of, obviously, when we're going through the dark night of the soul, there was something that came in and caused mayhem, caused destruction, caused structures, an institution, a community to break down. Some type of destructuring. I let it go. And then these 2 in the center are looking straight at you. And then this one's looking ahead. And then this right here almost looks like a clock behind his head. Also looks like the compass, which is something that we've been referring to. And anytime I see an elk, I think about spiritual protection. There's an anime by Hayao Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli. The name eludes me, but it's the girl that was raised by wolves. And there's an elk of the protagonist. He rides that elk. protection, courage, conviction. This is topics we spoke about in the podcast. I feel like you're coming out of a dark time, an unsure time, uncertain, where you may have been surrounded by people that you couldn't entirely put your full trust in, causing you to grow these antlers. Like, I also see them as a form of protection. They almost look like weapons that she's using. I think of Elfenlied, where the girl would have the hands come out of her spiritual body and attack people. So maybe you gained some type of intuitive or psychic clear during this process. Maybe you connected deeper with a sense of spiritual protection. Perhaps you started to embody um, embody certain virtues, certain morality, certain ways of carrying yourself to raise your spiritual rank. Yeah, I feel like someone here has raised their spiritual rank. That's crazy. It just came up. It was under this, so it's not like I just pulled it out, but spiritual rank. And the 29th degree is a make or break point. So there's no turning back. You might be feeling the spirit of heaviness. That's like depression, lack of motivation, feeling weighed down. The spirit of Antichrist would be a loss of a loss of a loss of faith, a loss of belief, turning away from God. And then we have the religious spirit. Maybe someone's struggling with, are you struggling with your faith? So to circle back, what part of the old identity has already ended, even if I haven't admitted it yet? A time of ignorance, reckless abandonment, of carrying yourself in a naive fashion, not protecting yourself financially. I meant to say spiritually. That's for someone. I meant to say spiritually, but someone needs to protect themselves financially. Especially if you're walking away from something. I think you might be afraid to admit that the heaviest part is behind you, that the hardest part is behind you. It can be scary to admit that, like, wait, you mean it's only going to get better from here on out? A lack of belief, not believing in yourself, not believing in your journey, not believing in your purpose. It is time to stand in purpose on purpose, my friend. Can't turn back to this way of being. It's going to be detrimental to your growth and to your journey. Why does this season feel so difficult? Will be our next question. Why does it feel so difficult, God? And you know what? All of this starts in the mind. So we're going to use the NLP deck. I knew you come in handy today. Tell us, why does the collective feel like this season is so difficult? Give me 2 or 3, guys. Why does the collective feel that this season is so difficult? Maybe you're used to playing an emotional guessing game. That's 2 cards. Let's get one more. Just one more. Yeah, I just keep hearing refuse the emotional guessing game. Refuse the emotional guessing game. All right, that's 3 right there. Future self perspective here at the bottom. What does that say? When you're feeling discouraged, try looking through the eyes of your future self, the version of you who already moved through this. What advice would they give you? Often, they'll remind you this moment is temporary and you're doing better than you think. Yeah, I can see that. It's like your future self coming through and telling you, "Bro, like it's gonna get easier. Believe me. Let's take this last track right here." First one I saw was a third perspective. This may have to do with like an institution, a community that you're a part of, church, work, school, family, friends, any other type of community you're a part of. It says to find common ground in conflict, imagine mediating between two parties, you and the other person. What would a neutral observer suggest as a fair resolution? This approach depersonalizes the conflict and opens the door to compromise. Then we have the gift of empathy. And I can feel the empath. I can feel the empath here. Practice intentional empathy by imagining yourself in another person's life. For example, if a colleague is short-tempered, consider whether they might be under stress or dealing with personal issues. Shifting to their perspective helps you respond with kindness instead of frustration. Next one is modeling excellence. Excellence can be modeled and success can be learned by studying those who excel. You can adopt their strategies and achieve similar results because results aren't luck, they're reproducible patterns. I think that it's difficult to disconnect emotionally from what you're walking away from. It's almost like when I was sitting there thinking about that doorway of repentance and how once I reached that doorway, I'd never be able to turn back. And, what are the things that I would want to say? What would I like to clear up? Who would I like to make amends with before I reach that door of repentance, before it shuts on me? And I thought about, wow, like, I didn't know any better. I allowed these things to happen. They hurt me. I reacted. Now I know better. It's like I said during the podcast, becoming the identity of the person that no longer needs that lesson in the first place. But it's hard looking back at yourself. So maybe it's a sense of having self compassion, like you did the best that you could. Look at the circumstance from someone else's perspective. What went well? What didn't go well? Shit, I wish I would have made a note. I think I did actually. I think I did. There was a Japanese samurai. I don't think it's here. There was a Japanese samurai that had like a certain set of rules that he lived by, and this became like a code. And they said that he lived a very long life and became a very successful samurai. I think he was actually a Ronin. I think he was a Ronin. So he was actually a samurai without a leader, or he taught a samurai without a leader. I don't know, something like this, right? But one of his rules for his success was, or his rule of discipline for training, was to reflect on the successful battles as much as he spent time reflecting on the battles that he lost, because there was still something to be learned, whether he lost or won. So maybe, you're having a hard time disconnecting from the emotions. And right now, you probably feel so far removed from the person that walk through that tribulation that it's like looking at a stranger. It's like, wow, how did I let that happen? How did it get that far? Why didn't I stand up for myself? Why didn't I put my foot down earlier? Why did these things have to happen this way? Why did things have to fall apart this way? Wow. Let's go into chamber number 3, which is the trial. No, that's chamber number 2. Chamber 3 is the hidden gift. So, what strength is being forged that I can't see yet? What strength is being forged for the collective that they can't see yet? Oh my God, is somebody having a Kundalini awakening? I would leave it with this collective. Y'all wild away. I'm kidding. Okay, the blade, which is kind of the giveaway. Wow, as we're talking about the gift. Wild woman. Oh, you's a wild one. You's a wild one. I don't know what that's from. Okay, so number 1, we have the serpent. Anytime I take out the Shaman's Oracle deck, I get excited. Sorry, guys. Then we have the blade. Tearing that ass up, you hear me? And then we have the giveaway. When I see this out here, anybody could get it. You wet who I want wetted. I wet who you want wetted. Anybody could get it. Of course, I'm not going to use the term serpent. We carry the medicine and we leave the pain. There's so much transformation here. And boy, coming to that transformation was not easy for you because the serpent next to the knife, I can see someone I can literally see someone dragging a blade. Okay, this is not for the weak-hearted. Across the belly of a knife. Across the belly of a serpent. I don't know why. It seems horrible, not kind to animals, but this is just what I see, and it's a metaphorical. Like, it's a breaking open, and then there's a gift. There was like something, oh my God, the imagery that I'm having is of a moment in my life where I was striking on the ground, my chest to the ground, praying to God. And I feel like someone here has gone through that. Like, forehead to the ground, praying to God or whoever you believe in. For this transformation to happen, or as this transformation to happen, to like, it was like there was so much resistance. And if you are the black sheep, if you are the cycle breaker, I can see why you just recently broke some serious cycle. And it's like what you can't go back to is resurrecting that dead cycle. Because you feel so far removed from that person. That's why it's difficult. It's almost like I can't even recognize who that was. With the blade, it's like a calling. The serpent is transformation. The giveaway is to give back, to release, almost like a offering. Someone offered something up. What did you offer up? Your old habits, your old thoughts, old relationships, old conversations that we would have with ourselves, old beliefs about ourselves. I can hear somebody actively challenging their thoughts. Yeah, I feel like you broke some heavy contracts with the blade here and the giveaway. You are the cycle breaker. And I know it hasn't been easy. So this is not to convince you. This is merely a confirmation for someone. Let's talk about that contract though, because Chamber 4, we're going to take a look at what the unconscious agreement you are finally breaking is. We're going to use this. Yeah, we're going to, nope, not this one. We're just going to get one from here. What unconscious agreement is the collective breaking? Finally. Is that the one that wants to come out, guys? Look at it. You see the jumpers? Still corded. Oh my God. What kind of cord cutting? Someone here went to the courts of heaven. Someone here sat before the courts of heaven regarding the transgressions that were taken against them. You cut them off, but not out. Your body remembers, your field remembers, and that's where they're still living. But this is the unconscious agreement you've broken. This is the shadow contract. The things I'm hearing, like when we talked about the religious spirit, we talked about the spirit of the Antichrist, the spirit of heaviness. And that was it. There's something else here. Level 2, spiritual warfare. Level 3, spiritual warfare. There was something familial, generational even. And someone here has cut those cords. You have set your lineage free, or this is what you're working on right now. This is very clear. Of all the cards in this deck, it was still corded. Maybe someone here is also doing body work to remove those cords from your etheric energy. The body remembers. Wow. Guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you are, okay? Like, comments. Give me a little snake in the in the chat. Let's talk about Chamber 5. Actually, no, I want to go back to the shadow contract and I want to dig into it with the tarot. Damn, I saw the hangman there. What unconscious agreement is the viewer breaking? What unconscious agreement is the viewer breaking? Yeah, Gina, if you're watching, yes, this is a new deck. I'll never forget. I cracked open a new deck for my client during her Reiki session, and she was like, that deck looks like you've never used it, because it was new, mommy. Can you sense my frustration as I after I came to give you a fucking service? Oh my God. And I said your name. Yep. Snitching. What agreement is my viewer cutting? What agreement is my viewer breaking and cutting at the same damn time? What unconscious agreement is my viewer breaking? Just give them all to me. I don't care. I want to see it all. They love those kind of messages. Y'all here for it. Oh, wow. So, I feel like this might be tied to a family, to a mother, to a child, to a baby mother. The cords that you're breaking. things that kept you disconnected from the manifestation of what makes you happy. Yeah, this is definitely tied to family. The Knight the Knight of Pentacles is my omen card. So be careful of those who are trying to come to you with a cup of emotions, a cup of love, a cup of conversation, sharing in memories. with these like I just see you going towards taking action on what brings you joy, being resourceful about finding what brings you joy, creating what brings you joy, being resourceful about pouring into yourself. So perhaps there's a break of codependency, especially with these cards, because there was a way that you were relating to people in your past. And now you've decided that you're going to expand how you invest that energy beyond like those past relationships, beyond those relationships with family, perhaps. Three of Swords and the Six of Cups. 5 would be the restructuring. 6 would be finding a new way of engaging with what you've learned. That's the message right there. Finding a new way of interacting, of engaging, of flowing with the clarity that you've come to as you walk through this temple doorway. I feel like someone here has disconnected from codependency on a family unit. You do not have to earn love. You do not have to earn joy or earn recognition. You're valuable just because you are. It's just the way that you are. It's who you are. You're reflective on your resources. You're reflective on where you invest your energy. You know, you spend time to earn wisdom, to gain wisdom about the spiritual world around you and the impact that it has on even your own fulfillment, your happiness. It's like you're learning where to place your attention. You're understanding attention is valuable. It's currency. Your energy is currency. And you're finding a new way of relating to the world around you and what you learn about the world around you. It's like your third eye has been wiped clean. 33 in the clock, that's like a master number. Yeah, it's like you're learning who to invest into. You're learning who to allow your emotions to flow into, to flow with. You understand that everybody's going to hurt you. The goal is to find out who's worth being hurt by. It's probably going to be somebody who still has some sense of loyalty to you, who wouldn't take these daggers and stab you in the back a couple times when you're not looking, just because they can, just because they can't help it. Yeah, I'm just sensing like there was a lot of toxic communication around you. You've disconnected from this. people from the past coming back, trying to make you new offers, trying to invest in you all of a sudden. It's almost like you're turning your back to this. You're searching for what once found you joy. I'm seeing like your higher self and your inner child. Searching for what brings you happiness, contentment, joy, fulfillment. It's like I can see your higher self, this older child, handing you the instructions. Like, here's the instructions. Just take this cup and don't worry, when you get to the next spot, I'll be right there behind you. We'll get there together. It's almost like this maybe a guide helping to walk you through this temple doorway. So you have a guide with you. And this guide is like literally making moves in the ethereal realm for you. They're like moving things around, making people like do things that make other things happen, and then those other things, they create like these domino effect moments, tiny minute moments, one after the other one, that just kind of ends up clearing a path for exactly what you need or where you're going, or for you to receive the information that you need. Okay, let's go through this fifth chamber. Chamber 5, the future self. Let me see. Future self, the version of me who has already made it through this temple. What do they want me to do today? Excuse me, what do they want me to know today? Oh, let's use this one. For the version of my collective that has already made it through that temple doorway, what do they want the viewer to know? Healing, the serpent once again, and then the other one is divinity. The serpent, so the serpent might be very meaningful. Someone has undergone some very, very intense transformations. I don't know, leadership and initiation. For the version of my my client. Okay, I guess you're gonna be my client. For the version of the viewer who has already made it, what do they want the viewer to know today? Okay, now she's ready. Just one card. Since that wasn't it. What do you want the viewer to know today? Oh my god, they gave me 3. Oh wow, I've never seen this card come out before. Look at that card, bro. That artwork is so awesome. Is that a seraphim or a cherubim? Wow. Okay, we've got cryptic. You're a mystery. It's difficult to understand you. You have gone through great trials and tribulations, but there's an innate knowing that guides you. And you also have protection watching over you at all times. You've literally made it out the mud. There's trials and tribulations, things that you probably would never speak of. You should probably put them in a book. And there go those pillars again as we walk through the temple doorway. Teachings, oh my God. Either you're walking alongside of a guide or you're destined to become a guide. You're wise. You're wise. You use your intuition and your sight, pattern recognition. You're very observant. And I believe that this is the guide that would help individuals cross over with the with the three pyramids in the back. This is like an innate knowing. There's like something metaphysical, alchemical to the way that you transform. And you may be sharing this with others, teaching others, learning this from a guide. Stars in the sky, it's like alignment. Those stars. Alignment. A knowing. Inspiration. These messages are coming in. Oh my God, like the messages are here again. And this is the guide card. So there is a guide walking alongside you as you go through this. You're not doing this alone. Have you connected to this guide? I have here that you have been making offerings. Maybe you're offering up libations, tobacco, fruits and nuts and flowers. Nice big glass of milk. Someone sets out a glass of milk for their ancestors here. I wanted to continue to go into this future self message. The version of you that has already made it. What do they want me to do? What do they want me to know today? This message is clear. You're not walking through this doorway by yourself. That's all you need to know. You're not doing this by yourself. This may even be your higher self speaking to your younger self. This may have included some type of healing of the inner child in order to walk through these pillars. Something has been watching you since you were very young. Something has been watching over you, guiding you since you were very young. Oh my God, the guide with the pillars in the back. The guide is waiting for you at the pillar doors. It's like that's where the guide met you. And the way this guide is looking at you, it's like an elder. You know, when their eyes are glossed over from the cataracts, you don't know if they can see you or not, but the truth is that they see right through you. This guide sees right through you. He's been watching you a very long time. Staff of wisdom, of magic. Wow. Royalty. It's like royalty, 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 royalty. And we'll never be royals. I'm just hearing royalty. Sometimes when I hear about, oh, perhaps you were royalty in a past life, it's almost hard to believe, right? But why is it so hard to believe? Like we've become so intermixed. All of the nationalities and ethnicities, we've become so intermingled. Why is it hard to believe that there's millions of us out here floating around with royal blood through our veins? There's something very royal, ancient, sacred. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, next question. What do they want you to know? They want you to know that you're not doing this by yourself. You're not alone. Chamber 6. We're so close. Freedom. Chamber 6. What opportunities are coming? So do you want to know what kind of opportunities are? Actually, you know what? I kind of, this one? I kind of wanted to get some message because I feel like your higher self or the guide maybe has like some messages. This one it's not really like love messages, but they're like little beauty. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know what that was. It's face down. Oh my God. There's beauty in your depth. Do not fear your depth, my friend. And I just feel like this is what this new crossing through this temple doorway is bringing us. Maybe like reality looks different to you. Colors are more vibrant. You can see the animals and it's like you just feel them, you sense them. You're paying closer attention. Maybe you do some sage clearings or you light a candle to kind of set the mood, light some incense. But I do see like, I feel as if your guide's telling you there is beauty in your depth and in your pain. And then I see trapped in time. Whenever I see this trapped card, I know what it says. I know it says stuck, tied down, captive. But I had my own intuitive experience with a spider that would get washed away, like her web would get washed away by the rain, and the rain did that for like maybe a week or two straight, right? And in the morning when I'd walk past her web, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" I'd ask, "Are you still alive? Like, are you okay?" I was wondering from the outside looking in, I'm just like, "Wow, like you must be going through it." And in the evening, when I'd step outside for my evening walk, I'd see her web completely renewed, looking stronger than ever. And she was a stubborn, like she refused to move. She just, every time she gonna set it up in the same spot, no matter if the rain comes and tries to take down her web, she would just continue to rebuild. And every time that she rebuilt, she rebuilt stronger. At one point, her web was like two webs in one, right? So it's like one side connected, there was two webs, and then there was another spider that had also woven a web within her web. So I feel like this is something that you've probably attempted to do several times. 4747 on the watch, on the clock there. And as I mentioned, at time. Yeah, I feel like you have spent a lot of time trying to break out this loop, possibly several lifetimes. And I feel like there's past versions of yourself who have found themselves trapped in this loop. But you've walked through. You've stood the test of time, I hear. They have been waiting for you. They have been waiting for this moment. I don't know what's coming next, guys, but I feel like it's very powerful. I feel like it's monstrously important. Like something about this time for you. So let's find out what opportunities are coming in for you. And I'm going to use this keep it deck. I feel like it's Latin. Yeah, because last time I was using the deck to read, it was like, oh, don't leave my feet on camera. Hold up now. Last time I was reading with this card, I was like, let's see what the keeper has to say. And he answered. Let's see what keeper has to say, guys. Keep it. Oh, see, as soon as I say keep it, keep it, get you. I'm telling you. Okay, let's say let's keep it. If somebody's dealing with some courthouse concerns, so I feel like there's some court. I was gonna say courthouse and concerns at the same time. Concerns. Yeah, courthouse concerns. Perhaps there's concerns about legal documentation, something having to do with the courthouse. Perhaps someone expecting. What are we expecting though? A journey? Expecting a journey? I'm just going to show you the cards. High honor. This journey is for someone of high honor. or you're headed on your way to someone of high honor, the pathway looks like the temple, guys. It's the two pillar. There's a fucking portal opening up. It's a fucking portal opening up. Why does the cards continue to confirm and confirm and confirm and confirm and confirm? This is regarding a child's despair. So maybe your guardians watched over you as you were a child. They saw you in despair. They saw your sufferation. They saw what you endured, the damage that was done, the carelessness, the neglect, the abuse. And then we have a wealthy man. Somebody's about to get rich. Is you in your bag? You in your bag, baby. You got a bag coming in? In all honesty, in all seriousness, keep it a dick. In all seriousness, I feel that you have been expecting this journey for a long time and that you've worked your way towards this journey. I feel like this is not something that you just started working on. This isn't something that is like a overnight success. This is something that you've been working on, toiling and laboring so that you can walk through this pathway. So that you can walk through this pathway. And this looks like war. This high honor journey, this high honor card here, this looks like war. Like you literally went through war so that you could go on this journey. And I feel like it's been your expectation this whole time. It's like you knew it was coming. Your higher self knew you was on your way. They already knew it. They've been waiting for this moment. Your higher self is waiting for you on the other side of the temple doors, I hear. You may have someone coming in. You may have someone of high honor coming in. They may have military backgrounds. They may be walking through this doorway as well. Or maybe this person is waiting for you on the other side of this pathway door. Or this pathway. I don't know, pathway door. I don't know, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. We're in fairyland here. Yeah, something about your inner child has been suffering. And I feel like the last couple of episodes, we've talked about that. We've talked about inner child healing. Someone has spent time with their inner child here. Your guardian angels watched you suffer as a child. I don't know what happened, but why would a child be suffering? Neglect, abuse, harm being done. Something very unfair was done to a child, and someone saw it. Someone's pretty fucking concerned. This might be this might be a guardian angel you have. They watched you toil and labor. They watched you do your best without guidance. I just feel like something really good is coming in for you guys. I feel like this older gentleman, this may be like a grandfather, a father, an uncle that has passed on, a passed on loved one, has been watching and concerned. That's why I said someone had taken this to like the courts of heaven. Someone took this before the courts of heaven, and I feel like the opportunities that are coming in is an adjudication. Courts of heaven have made their decision, along perhaps with like some of the archangels and your guardian spirits. Maybe even your higher self has stepped into the courts of heavens to express what they have seen. The evidence abounds, I hear. Like the evidence is astounding. So what's coming in for you is adjudication. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like But it sound good. They're tens, but I keep them clean though. I don't even know what that means. Adjudication is a big word. It's like 5 syllables. Adjudication. I don't want to sound ignorant. I used to read the dictionary growing up, but I really don't know the exact. Let's just look it up. Let's just look it up. Like, here we go. Adjudication is a formal legal process by which a judge, court, or authorized tribune reviews evidence and arguments to resolve dispute and issue a binding judgment. It determines the rights, obligations, and liabilities of the involved parties. Oh my God. I didn't want to say this, right? I didn't want to say this, but right underneath. This is crazy. Oh my God. Okay, right underneath all those cards I put was sudden wealth. This may have something to do with your family or a family home or an inheritance. Then I saw unexpected income. This is good news, guys. Somebody's got to pay out. Somebody's got to pay out for what they did. This is not good. I feel like some of these, like, whomever has to pay out for what they did, like, it might be money, it might be energy, it might just be stress, it might just be a couple years off their life. Imprisonment is here as well. This may be spiritual imprisonment, this may be physical imprisonment. Someone is being held liable, responsible for the actions that they took against you. Someone is being found guilty of a crime. What is it called when they have to pay you for what they've done? Because y'all about to get a. It's about to rain money. It's raining money. Hallelujah. It's a raining funds. Okay, let's get back to work, guys. What was the next chamber we're going to go through? So, so the life that's already looking for you guys is prosperous. It's fair. It's beyond that court hearing, whatever it may be, beyond that legal documentation, beyond that agreement, that contract that is now null and void. Windfall of money, finances, good fortune, journey, traveling. Perhaps traveling is coming in, new contracts, an inheritance, perhaps. You can expect unexpected money. Go figure. Expect unexpected money. This could be 5 cents, 25 cents. You find a penny. I don't know, but it's coming in. Just stay grateful. Staying in the attitude of gratitude is going to keep those floodgates open so that all of those gifts and blessings can continue to flow through. Chamber 7, I believe, is where we at. It's the key. You know, we love to talk about keys. What decision unlocks the next chapter? Oh, baby, we about to put the onus on you. Is it time? Let's do the tarot for that one. Seems like this could be something that's like practical. So the question is, what one decision would unlock the next chapter for the collective? What one decision would unlock the next chapter for the collective? What one decision would unlock the next chapter for the collective? It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's a raining keys. Oh Lord. I think that's it. Let's just do just one. Just one, right? Okay, you're doing too much now. That's too much for him. What one decision unlocks the future? Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords. So definitely reflecting on what has caused you strife, all of these betrayals, reflecting on them. What went wrong? What didn't go wrong? And with the high priestess here, I'd say that you are to use your intuition with while communicating. Communicate what you feel. Say with your chest. With the priestess, oh my God. The way to interrupt the pattern where someone is a hidden controller, a hidden emotional manipulator. So perhaps you've been dealing with someone who is in the distorted energy of the high priestess, the hidden controller from behind the scenes, using all type of strategies. And depending on what kind of familial spirits you've been dealing with, right, they could be behaving like they're being influenced by a Jezebel spirit. They could be behaving like they're being influenced by a Levithian spirit. But this in the reverse, she's a hidden controller. So what's going to unlock this next chapter for you is for you to communicate transparently. Communicate what your intuition tells you. Don't ever question it. When your intuition tells you something, you make sure you clarify right away. You know, I had a feeling that XYZ, let's talk about that. Can you help me understand why you would do that? Can you help me understand why you would do things this way? Can you help me understand why you said that? Or what did you mean by that? You're stopping the guessing game. No more emotional guessing game for you. That is your decision. You stop doing the emotional labor in relationships. And it starts with your family. That's the first structure. That's that first community we're a part of. And if you're carrying all the emotional weight, that's what you're going to learn for the rest of your life. All future relationships will mirror that. I want to do one more. Let's just go with the tarot deck because she's been so insightful. What blessing will the collective recognize after they leave the temple? What blessing will the collective recognize after they leave the temple? What blessing will the collective recognize once they leave the temple? Oh my God. Well, this has to do with your magic, your drive. You're going to be ready to have those conversations. You're going to feel ready. You're going to feel like a beginner nonetheless with the page. It'll be like, damn, I don't know, but it's going to happen. It's like these moments will arrive. You don't even have to search them out. Once you've crossed through that temple door, the moments where you'll be able to communicate and leave the emotional guessing game are just going to come to you. These people are going to search you out. So how will you know when these people start to look for you to have these conversations, to heal the past, to reconnect? So these people are going to look for you. That's how you will know that you've made it through the temple doors. God is like, okay, now that's how I say, God be in the background, just like moving parts around, little domino effect, so that when the temple doors open up and you see the sun, these people will be ready to have these conversations with you, and you might just be at ease, like, I know I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. I'm not scared. Perhaps I was unsure of how I would have this conversation in the past, but now I know what I will say because I know where I stand. I know what I believe in, and I have all the resources. With the magician, this is like that first, like this is that first rite of passage that the soul takes, right? As the fool. The fool is going on a journey. He meets the magician first. He meets the magician, and the magician lets him know that he is the magic. He is what drives this existence. It's like, I feel like once you walk through these temple doors, you'll be in alignment with your thoughts. It's like I said, you'll be hearing yourself talk. You'll be hearing these thoughts. You'll be hearing these conversations, perhaps things that were okay to say to yourself in the past, but they're no longer okay. They no longer fit. And it's like I said, we stop paying full price for things that don't fit. We ain't doing that no more. Let's get one more oracle card for that one. And you got the Ten of Cups at the bottom. Yeah. Oh my God. And then, oh, King of Cups was there, but before that was the World. This is a new chapter for you. Let me get a shot of that. I think I took, I don't know, I took like 4 pictures. Let's just take one oracle card here for what blessing you'll recognize after leaving this temple, the Andean cross. Everything is work. It's like I said, things are going to work out in your favor. They will start to come to you. You no longer have to seek these moments out. They will arrive to you. Everything is in alignment. This is another portal. It's almost like once you make it through those temple gates, there will be another portal for you to make it through. So make sure you pack a night overnight bag. I'm hearing spirit say, pack your overnight bag because you're gonna be a while. Make sure you bring your passport. Make sure you bring your passport because you're gonna be a while. You're gonna be gone. Wow. Just tell your job you're just taking a leave of absence. Don't even tell them how long you're gonna be gone for. I feel like really good things are coming in for you. I feel like this has been a very difficult time for you. Very difficult transition. Like you've faced so much. You faced so much. And you found equilibrium. You found balance. And that took a lot. Like I'm seeing the temperance with the angel, large red wings in the background. Just is it red? I think so. He's just like mixing up the 2 drinks, finding balance between the ethereal and the worldly, connecting with your highest purpose. Like someone's really diving into what their purpose is right now. Of course, we're connecting to our true identities. Why would I attach myself to anything but my purpose right now? I feel like I've made this video super long and I'm super self-conscious about that. I don't think you guys will sit through these videos when they're so long. But if you do, I do appreciate it. So if you stayed this long, I don't know, comment something. Give me a little heart in the comments. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Just make sure you come back. That's all I want to know. And tap into the podcast if you didn't check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good precursor. It's a real cool precursor to this conversation, to be honest. Because everything really just played out just like that initial reading. And it was an intuitive message. So I hope to see you guys over there. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.